anyway, she was mid-bra change, so boobs free, no top. And now I don't know how, because like the door locks, right? And I think on the flights I go on, when you lock the door, the light comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, someone managed to open the door on her, like, boobs free. I thought that was brilliant. Like, welcome to the Harry & Co podcast show. Please like and subscribe for more.
Hello, hello.
So welcome back. You're always here.
I literally live here right now.
Well, so that's how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the Harry & Co podcast show.
Hello, am I in the middle? Yeah.
Are you in the middle?
Oh, why are you recording already?
I always press the record button early in case we capture any bloopers. We haven't got any bloopers.
Just me. What?
We should put them at the end, like the bloopers. You know, when we did some.
You do realise that most of everything I do is a blooper.
Exactly.
We all
Everything
know
we
it.
talk about.
It's fine.
So.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Have you had any embarrassing? I was going to say embarrassing stories. You've probably got loads, but I'll start with one.
Okay, go.
This wasn't from me. This was with a friend I was travelling with, and they were changing tops and changing tops. I wasn't in the toilet. This was on like a Ryanair
So just to clarify, a bra and a top are two different items.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't want to profess to be an expert in this kind of.
Well, I can help with this situation here. Not much I can help with.
That's why.
But that's
why
something I can clarify.
Combination of sexes on the show. But effectively, anyway, she was in a Ryanair toilet. Now, a lot of bad things probably happen in Ryanair toilets. And Mile High Club.
Okay.
All that jazz. This wasn't the Mile High Club.
Okay.
I haven't managed to achieve that one.
Have you not?
Anyway. No.
Is it on you to do? No.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
I did say that like it was a bit like, have you not?
Have you not? Oh my
No.
God. No, it's on the to-do list. How? There was a video of like... Go on.
No, I'm just going to say those toilets are like tiny. How
And
does
rank
anyone even...
and
Yeah.
Not clean.
And they
free.
stink.
Yeah, like, it's not...
Like there's no bit of getting excitement up there in the middle of the air.
it's trying to do it just for the fact of ticking it off the list, surely.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
It's not going to be something like, I'm so excited to do that. Like, it's not going to be to my voice going there. But anyway, no, but there was a video like on social media about, I think it was like people coming back from Ibiza and they got caught, like literally someone opened the toilet door and like his bum's out and it's obvious what he's doing.
Oh, they were in the middle of it.
Yeah, they're in the middle of it. Someone opened the door, like, oh, that's brilliant. Like, and the point is, like, if you go to the toilet on a cheap airline flight, whatever, like, there's no way. There's stewardesses and stewardess. What's a man steward? Steward.
Yeah.
Steward. It's just a steward, isn't it? Stewards and stewardesses everywhere. There's no way you can get two of you into a toilet without 50 people watching you and the steward or stewardess catching you. Anyway.
You know what? When you said embarrassing stories, something else popped to my mind.
This wasn't it. This is.
Oh
no! Like no one's done anything like that. So anyway, I'll go back to the bras. This is where this is going. This is a bra story. So anyway, my friend, she was in the toilet and she had to do a bra change. It must be a thing. Again, I'm not proficient in bra changing exercises. And anyway, she was mid-bra change, so boobs free, no top. Now, I don't know how, because like the door locks, right? And I think on the flights I go on, when you lock the door, the light comes on.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, someone managed to open the door on her, like, boobs free. I thought that was brilliant. Like, it's not an embarrassing story for me, but
So
she was
I've got an
pretty.
embarrassing story.
Yeah.
It's on a train.
Is it boobs free on a train?
Tits out. So I was traveling for work, and to be honest, it was only a few months into starting with this company.
Okay.
And
Is this Australia or UK?
No, in the UK.
Oh, wow.
So, just moved over here.
Getting into the swing of things.
Yep, just kind of getting to know my colleagues.
Yeah.
We're all traveling down for an event down to London.
Nice.
And I need to go to the toilet. So I've gone into the toilet and I've sat on the toilet, as you do.
Oh, in a train.
On a train.
Ugh.
Right? I know.
Like a prison toilet.
Yeah. Not...
You don't even have a seat.
Look, when you've got to go, you've got to go,
Yeah, I know.
right? So I was sat on the
Hover.
toilet, and I kind of I
Try
wasn't.
and
Do you know what I
hover.
mean? You try,
Yeah.
you kind of hover, and
Anyway.
but I'm really short as well.
Yeah.
So I
only
never
so
really
much
have. Yeah,
hovering. Yeah.
there's only so much hovering without like touching a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was on the toilet, locked the door, although I believe I locked the door.
Oh, because it's all buttons, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've sat on the toilet, and
Yeah.
in Australia, we just have trains that you just lock the door.
Yeah, like a
you know?
bloody physical
But this is
lock.
all really technical,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of the ones that go
Yeah, really slowly.
Really slowly.
Yeah.
So I'm sat on the toilet. Next minute,
While you're on the
door is opening, but I'm mid going to the toilet.
Can't stop.
That I can't stop, and it opens up, and all my colleagues and my boss were just sat there. I've obviously just gone bright red, bright red. I'm actually embarrassed right now telling this.
That's amazing.
And I've just gone,
Oh my God.
you know,
They
when you're
saw
just like,
you?
yeah. So, and then I just went, someone's in here. And like, kind of like, you're like, and your voice goes up, someone's in here.
No shit,
and then
Sherlock.
the guy was trying to like press
Stop
it, to go back. But
Can't
it
until
just
it's-
went,
Yeah. Until it's fully open, I don't think you can fully.
and it took like at that moment, it was probably about
That's
6-7
amazing.
seconds, but it was about a minute and a half. And
God.
can you imagine pulling my pants up
Yes.
and then having to walk out and confront all my? Honestly, it was
God.
mortifying.
That's made my
They were
jaw
all
hurt.
brilliant, like they were laughing, but I will never like two of my best mates were there that day, and they still have to bring it up.
That's amazing. That's the best thing I've
But
heard
I'm like,
all week.
what is this country? What have I moved to? Why? Why can we just not shut the
Okay,
door?
right, look, I'll tell you what you've missed there is the one that says lock. You haven't firmly pressed the lock
But to be
button.
honest, it was like the first time in the UK I'd been on a train. So
Yeah.
it was an absolutely new experience. I'm in a whole new, like different country, new job,
Yeah.
and I just get faced with and
They're
I
all
just,
the same though. There's like a button that says open, a button that says close, and then I think the lock one is like a little lever button thing.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I'm
like,
still
why
not an
make it
expert.
so
It'll probably
complicated?
it probably happen, the
Open
next
a
time I
door.
go, but I definitely
Yeah.
think I learnt my lesson after that.
Nobody wants to play around with train doors and do all that. That's hilarious though. Oh
So
my
that was
God,
one
how
of-
embarrassing.
To be honest, I had another story, but that, like, when you were talking about like planes, I was like,
Did it supersede it? I saw a video on the trains, like it's a classic like modern UK train that's got these sort of like half round doors, that do that. It's a video, there was some guy, and basically someone went in the toilet, and just when the door was about to close, like you'd said, they'd quickly press the open and then hide again. So then the door starts opening again, and the guy in the toilet's like, close again. Just as it's about to close, they press open again, and the guy.
I'd be mortified.
You'd be like, start getting really desperate for the toilet. Like,
Yeah.
man, that's horrendous. So, anyway, people have picked me up for that, going, so anyway.
You
So
know what I
anyway.
say a lot of?
Go on.
I just forgot.
Do you know what I say a lot? Do you know what I say a lot of?
You know what I say a
Oh,
lot
no.
of? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Or absolutely.
I wish you hadn't remembered that then, because it would be wonderful that you said, do you know what? Do you know? Oh, no, I don't know either. Anyway, back to diarrhea. So I was talking about Switzerland and my amazing Chinese meal that cost a fortune. And basically, we ended up back at the hotel and ended up with 12 hours of chronic diarrhea. So imagine got back to the hotel at like 9 p.m. Say, whatever, maybe a bit later. It was an all-night diarrhea session.
So you didn't sleep. You just literally.
It was an all-night. There was some sleep, but interspersed with chronic diarrhea bouts. Is it about? This is what we're talking about. Is it a bout of diarrhea? But that's what people, like. So bout is a boxing thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like a round of boxing. Oh, he knocked him out in the third bout. Is that
Okay.
right? Have you heard that?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
But I'm not a boxer.
No,
and I'm
nor
also,
am I.
Yeah, I don't
Nor
really
am
watch
I.
it.
And I think that is a thing, like in this, or round or
Yeah.
bout. Anyway, I think it's the same terminology for diarrhea. so you could have a chronic bout of diarrhea.
Wow.
Anyway, so people are going to love this. Don't watch it while you're having your din-dins. Anyway, it was an all-night session. Not a good all-night session. It was
No.
an all-night diarrhea blowout. And it was there was some sort of lucky combination where one of us would go to the toilet and have
Oh, you only had one.
well,
you
it was
only
a
had
one
one
hotel
toilet.
bathroom,
Oh, that's awful.
and it was a one in one out policy.
That's the worst.
There was no using the bath. My friend actually shat on the bath mat.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, on the bath mat.
That is awful.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Tried
I
to
would
hide
say
it.
it's just like you have diarrhea, but
really
when
shit time.
when someone else in the house has diarrhea at the same time,
Yeah.
you
Chronic.
yeah,
Well,
that's rough.
so the point is, and it was like, yeah, luckily it did this. I'm only assuming some type of food poisoning, right? I don't really like the term food poisoning because poisoning, it's like but like eating some dodgy food, right? It must have been for us both, and we shared the two dishes, so whether it was the chicken or the beef or whatever. But geez, like it was the whole. Luckily, by the time it was morning, we'd kind of like fully cleaned ourselves out, and we'd managed to get on and have a wonderful day the next day. But can you imagine if that
just with
went
your eyes
on,
closed because you hadn't slept.
hadn't slept at all? Yeah. But it was chronic.
Yeah.
It was chronic. And the point of the matter is, we're talking about.
Was there a point about all
this? There was a
this?
point. Well, it was just the fact that this was the most expensive Chinese, basic Chinese meal, but the absolute most expensive Chinese meal I can imagine I could ever have and have ever had. Just to pay €80 to have chronic diarrhea.
Yeah, that is fair enough. If you maybe paid 20 quid for it, you might be a bit happy with that.
Yeah, I'm never happy with diarrhea. Never.
It's just the way you said it. I'm like, okay, let's go with that then.
You're a veteran in the world, aren't you? Hospitalised with the chronic diarrhea.
Yeah, The only time I've been to the hospital in the UK
was with ring
because my bum burns.
My bum burns. I wanted to ask you a serious question. What are your thoughts on conspiracy theories and the people that do work with I don't know, run with conspiracy theories and put like weird shit on the internet about like UFOs or like?
Oh, okay.
Because this is like, don't shoot me down and stuff. But when people start saying that, there's like, because some of them are weird, aren't they? There's like, I don't know, like Donald Trump's really a lizard in a human skin or something. Like there's some weird ones.
There's some weird ones, yeah.
And then there's some less like more plausible things. Or there's like, the pyramids were built by aliens and there's proof of
I think there's some really weird ones out there. But personally,
yeah,
I'm actually starting to see a lot of them come true. And with how the world's developed, no, this is what I mean. It depends. It's such a broad, like you've thrown this, and it's such a broad kind of.
See, I've never spoken to you about this before.
No,
yeah.
you're talking about UFOs. You're talking about, But if I'm looking at kind of conspiracy theories about COVID, conspiracy theories about vaccinations, conspiracy theories about why our inflation is going up, then I'm going, hey. There's something wrong here. There's something not adding up.
Yeah.
I think the government knows more than what they're telling us, and I think we're just controlled. And I would definitely say, and I'm happy to I just think a lot of people are waking up, and I definitely think as a
do you know why I don't?
Public, we're being controlled by the government.
So some of these, like I look at it. And I get some of the conspiracy theories that surround government and people making decisions on our behalf and all this sort of thing. How I look at it is that, politicians like Boris Johnson or like, other people that we've had, and I pick him out as a sort of like, happy-go-lucky kind of guy, like with a bit of a personality where a lot of others maybe haven't. And I just think there's no way. First of all, right, I think that there's not a lot of opportunity for people to hide things from the Prime Minister, right, who's got access to everything. And the Prime Minister's got access to, like, top secret documents and whatever else and can dig into, like, the military and spending and whatever else, right? So they've got, there's a lot of people behind a leader of a country, right? So Prime Minister maybe isn't really making all the rules. He's a face for government.
He's just a face for it. Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
But they do have a say. They have got control and access and to whatever they want to see to, they are a figurehead and overseeing like government, right?
Yeah.
So I think it'd be like almost impossible for them not to see something. And then when you look at someone like Boris Johnson, he's either really, really, really clever and he's putting on this crazy persona of being Boris Johnson so that, to almost manipulate the world and the media and the people, and really super intelligent and he's controlling us and he's part of the big conspiracy and stuff like that. But I can't see it. And I see someone like Boris Johnson or other more sort of like not so sort of comedy-esque MPs or people in Parliament and stuff like that as just normal people. And like, I I can't imagine them coming up or being part of some like wacky conspiracy that is, they're controlling us and there's stuff we don't know. And
I think
do you know
that
what I
there's a lot.
mean?
No, absolutely. And I would say, take me back 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was just like, shut up, like, get on with your life. Like, this can't be a thing. But my dad is extremely knowledgeable, and he has shown me a lot of insight into this kind of world.
Wow.
And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not, he always tells me, Nicole, you need to research more, like, look in front of your face, like, it's all there.
Oh my God. Sounds like the
But,
Matrix. Or
oh
something.
man, if I got him on this podcast, he would blow your
Get him in.
mind
Is he in
about
Australia?
what. Yeah, he's in
Oh,
Australia. But there's just so much, and I remember when he started telling me, I was like, oh, Dad, just get over it. Like, another lecture, like, shut up. Like, there's just conspiracy theories. You're just talking shit again. And that's what would go on, and I don't, and that's what would go on in my head. And now I'm literally like, this guy is onto something. Like, when
This guy's your dad. This
guy is onto something. And it's more because in the last 4 years, everything he told me 4 years ago is happening.
No.
And so when it's your dad that tells you, fair enough if it's a video.
Yeah.
But when it's your dad who's researched and he's looked into it, and he's got time
And
in
you
his
trust
hands,
your family
and he's
more than-
retired. And when I say that all he does is look at his research and his whole life is this, and like,
Wow.
he's just opening up his mind. And it saddens me that I can't speak more into it, because there is so much that he's told me, but it's such a broad, it's like there are like people that can just control everything from the top.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there's people listening that aren't blind to any of this, and
No.
they're completely aware of what is happening. And, but the vaccinations is just, wow. Like, people had those vaccinations and now there's more people dying. People are getting sick, but people just trust the medical system so much.
Unless if you don't know, though.
But I think they know way more than they're giving off.
Okay, so this is definitely something. There's like a COVID vaccination or something like
compensation.
Why
thing.
The heck? Why
Do
is
you
that
need
there?
a fucking compensation? Like, I'm sorry, but it just gets me wild. It just gets me. It's another topic, but
If that exists, though,
then exactly. And why
that
can
exists,
people? Are people not opening their eyes?
Yeah.
Like, and we just trust the medical system so much, but actually the pharmaceutical industry wouldn't be making millions of pounds, millions of dollars
No.
if we weren't constantly always sick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know you probably didn't expect this, because we've never actually spoken about this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and claim that I know everything. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Or things that I've said may be incorrect, and people are going to have different, thoughts on it. But it's definitely
But why would they
eye-opening.
have a compensation scheme if
It was all okay.
if there's no and if someone's claiming, you've got to have proof to claim something, right? So that's hands in the air saying, "Hang on a minute, we might have fucked up."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. But I only learned that the other day, again, watching a video that my dad sent me, about this guy standing up to Rishi Sunak, just being like,
Oh, that was it. The guy, yeah.
So
That's
that's
the one
gone
I
viral,
saw.
hasn't it?
Yeah. There's
and
obviously a lot of
you
people in his shoes as well. Like, he's not going to be the only one, right? Wow.
No, but I think the sad
Anyway.
thing is people aren't connecting the dots.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
in
people
some
are getting
things.
ill after this vaccination.
Yeah.
But people aren't connecting the dots. They're not going, oh, it could be that. And you know what? I know for a fact people will be listening to this going, oh, no, how can you,
I know, yeah. I mean,
you
we're
know,
not conspiracy.
but
This isn't
no.
the conspiracy show, is it? We're just talking about like
just our
experiences.
opinions and where we're
stuff.
at.
Yeah,
but I just
exactly.
think, like, let's start connecting the dots a little bit and having a look at this. And maybe there's a particular reason. But I think people don't want to kind of admit that maybe I shouldn't have got the vaccination.
Yeah.
But then when people, like, there was a clause. My sister-in-law was telling me that she owns a company, and in the HR they could actually fire people if they didn't get it.
Wow.
So, and she was
It's like
well,
forcing people.
what do you mean? And they were like, well, we can put it in, like, if people aren't going to have the vaccination, you can fire them.
Yeah.
So that was actually within HR companies that you were actually allowed to do that. And then obviously people rushed to get it because they couldn't travel.
Well, that's it. I was traveling at the time, and it's like you could not travel without it. You couldn't.
Yeah.
You had to show the little. But even in restaurants abroad and wherever, and here, you had to show the little card. You know,
It's crazy.
It is weird, isn't it? Looking back on it,
Yeah.
but. There was I was watching something else, another article. This was from like a couple of weeks ago. There was a guy that's I don't know what had got into him. He had like over 100 COVID vaccinations. He just decided that he would get as many as he could. So he was going around like he'd obviously
to like different hospitals.
places.
Yeah.
Well, different like these walk-in clinics and stuff.
Yeah.
And he'd got over 100 COVID jabs. So he was obviously either, I don't know, giving dodgy details, or I don't think the probably record keeping was the best because it was quite a last minute thing.
Well, they wanted everyone to get it, so they weren't going to be like, oh, you've got it. It was kind of like, oh, you volunteered, here you go, yeah.
So do you think he could go, I don't know, I guess he's fine.
Let's get him on. Like, what?
Bring him round here.
Literally.
Give him a slap.
Is he going all right? You've got all these people, thousands upon thousands who are and then he's had 100 and he's absolutely fine.
Yeah, but the stupid thing is, like with record keeping and how things should be recorded and like managed, he could probably sue them, say, you know, if he has any bad effects from these 100 whatever COVID vaccinations.
Do you think that he actually has a leg to stand on?
Well, no, this is the stupid thing.
Because he's done 100.
Yeah. And it's his fault and whatever, but there probably should have been something to stop him.
Yeah.
Unless he's completely like fraudulently like put documents together to say he's a different person every time. But if he's given the correct details, maybe the guy's like got dementia or something, so he can't remember. So if he gave his correct details, then it's not his fault, is it? Like, also, he's obviously not that all there. He's not a right hun, is he? Let's face it. If he's had 100 COVID vaccinations,
just like
Jesus.
What? Was it actually 100 COVID
I think it was over 100 jabs within a year. So he's getting one. Or it was something like he was getting one every other day.
Yeah. How old was he?
I don't know, but you can Google it. Like it was in the news recently.
That's absolutely crazy.
Jeez. So he might be able to claim on that, but if he's got a problem. I don't know. It was weird, isn't it? And then there were people like, oh, I've had a heart attack the next day. Well, they might be dead. So the wife said he's had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But that person might have had a heart attack anyway. And it was these, this is the stuff, man. That you're like,
exactly. And this is where I'm literally like, okay, what do I believe? I believe and love and respect my dad. I want, you know what I mean? Everything he showed me, I'm like, okay, this just actually makes sense. And not... Everything he showed me 4 years ago didn't make sense, but now when we're living it out and you're seeing it in play, it's like, okay, this starts to make sense. Yeah. But I do, the whole UFO thing, all that kind of stuff. I'm really open-minded, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just,
Me too. If everything's possible, this is just a tiny smudge on UFO stuff. I do think like if we're here in the capacity we're in and we've like invented like these microphones and like everything that we've got around us in this world and we're living in this universe that's never ending, there's got to be something out there. Like this can't be, if you drop an egg and it smashes on the floor, someone else has done that. Like, stuff happens again and again. Yeah. So I think if this world was created with creatures, there's some other creatures somewhere. I just
love hearing everyone's different opinions. That's the one thing. It's like
creatures?
I would never. I don't like creatures. I know creatures, but no, I just find it interesting. I just love like just sitting down with different people and just hearing what they've got to say because
I
know
deep on this stuff though.
You can, yeah.
We should. I want to do one about. I want to do a deep podcast.
Okay, what would the topic be?
Space.
Oh wow!
I don't know.
You're doing that with someone else?
Yeah, maybe boring. Sleep. Good night, everybody.
I'd fall asleep. Bye bye.
Yeah, it's just sat there. I'm literally talking to you. The camera will never switch to you because you're just asleep.
They're like, "It's Nicole still? Hello, is Nicole still
snore?
There? Do I snore?" So I don't know.
This is it. We never know ourselves.
My wife says like I breathe quite heavily, and then sometimes she like nudges me.
Yeah, but that's breathe. You shouldn't get a nudge for heavy breathing.
It's only kind of like definitely if I've had like a bit of alcohol in my system, or if I'm in a really deep sleep. A
bit of REM.
But I'm gonna say no, and then she'll probably comment on maybe this and be like, "How dare you?"
Does she snore?
You do snore. No, she doesn't snore. No. So
It's
we're
not good
lucky
being the
in that.
snorer, is it?
No, but like that's the thing. It's like I'm not like all the time. It's
Yeah.
just like if I do go into a deep sleep, or
But that's wrong.
she just has to roll me over.
You're better off being the snorer than not the snorer.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if she was a snorer, she'd be off that bed.
I
Bye-bye.
couldn't sleep. I can
couldn't.
sleep. I've got one of these little boxes by the bed that plays like rainforest noises
Yeah.
and whatever else, and like cafe, like simulates.
Yeah.
I can, and it's to help you get sleep. But weirdly, when someone's snoring, like there's no way I'm getting sleep with that.
Our daughter came into our bed last night,
Yeah.
and I could not sleep because, and like bless her, like you look at your kids, don't you? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're just so cute, and then when they're sleeping, you just love them. But after about an hour, and I couldn't sleep because she's like,
Yeah, my little boy's like that. He's 5, and he's like a very like making all sorts of noises.
yeah, and I
it's
literally just
cute.
turned around to my wife and just went,
Nope.
is she taking the piss now?
Yeah.
Like it was like an hour, and we were both just up, and I went, she's taking the piss.
Yeah, get rid. Do you know what I think? I think with snoring or noises like that, I think it's mental.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start thinking like, oh, I don't like that snoring, like it's you won't be able to get sleep because you're thinking.
And it's just playing over and
Yeah,
over. Yeah,
what you've got to think is like, oh, this is therapeutic.
like take a deep breath. Like
Yeah,
like,
get into
follow
the rhythm
her
of
breaths.
it. Yeah,
Like,
breathe with their breathing.
oh, this is getting deep.
I think when
Righto,
someone's
Coach Harry.
snoring,
Hey.
I think when someone's snoring, you can get into their rhythm.
Yeah. Get into their
We talk
rhythm.
so much shit.
We do. Oh my gosh.
So they've been watching the Harry and Co podcast show with myself and the lovely Nicole, or Nickers as you're well known as in Australia.
I like that. Yes. It's been amazing. Thank you for having me.
And we'll be back again pretty soon. That's how it works.
Yeah.